Hey guys, I'm Mitch, welcome back, thank you for joining me. Today we're going to be getting, you got it, controversial. So like many of you out there, I love watching the likes of Ben Shapiro destroying social justice warriors and people getting up on stage like Milo Yiannopoulos and just destroying feminazis. And I would love to get up on stage myself and destroy them or get into a debate with them. However, I can't. And the reason I can't is because, believe it or not, I'm irrelevant. Lol. Oh no, don't say lol. Right, that's not gonna make it. What will make it is, you guys remember this? The awkward turtle? Well, I've got my own awkward turtle, and what I do is when I say stupid things, So I would love to make my own compilations of SJWs get destroyed or myself destroying feminists, and the way to do that, I need to become more relevant, right? So, slight segue, subscribe, because more subs means more relevant, right? Right? So, on to today's video. Throughout this performance, you're going to see screenshots pop up. Not yet, you idiot. Bloody editor. Wait, I'm irrelevant. I don't have an editor. Who's doing this? So, as I was saying, you're going to see some screenshots pop up on screen, and these screenshots have been taken directly from a website, a feminist website, although it's less of a website for women, it's more of a man-hating website that skews their statistics. So, altogether, there's going to be 18 statements from this website, and what we're going to do is go through every single one by one, and we're going to fix all 18 statements with real life facts and with a bit of mockery. So, on to number 1. Women pay more for common household items than men do. Shampoo, deodorant, and a pack of 10 socks costs more for women. Okay, so starting off nice and easy, there's no statistics, there's nothing in there, there's nothing of volume in there. So, when I go shopping with my wife, I can honestly tell you that socks and deodorant, they're not racist, they're not sexist, and I'm going to give you some real life evidence. I'm not just going to give my opinion. So what I've done, I've quickly gone on to Tesco's, which is in the UK, might be in America as well, and what I've done, I searched for men and women's deodorant. What you know, on screen here's the screenshots. The women's deodorant's cheaper, and it's the same for the socks. I think the way that they've tried to prove their point is women spend more on like beauty products. So my wife will buy stuff to exfoliate, you know, conditioner for the hair, they have longer hair in general. However, I buy shampoo and I just use the run-off method. If you know, you know. That took 10 seconds to disprove, so statement 1, you can fuck off. I'm having great fun here, guys. Are you having fun? No? Well, don't you dare click off this video. I need the views, I need to be relevant. So statement 2, what have you got for us? Women make less money than their male counterparts. Women make 85% compared to men in America, and worldwide that figure is 77%. Oh, I love this one. So this is the one that all feminazis go to. It's their bullshit statement. So listen to the exact words I say, because this is the study that they always quote. It is concluded that women on average earn 77% of what the average man does. So from this figure, what can we tell? I'll tell you, shall I? Absolutely fuck all. A more in-detail study recently found that there is a reason that men on average earn more than women, and it's simply because men on average do more skilled or harder or dangerous jobs than women do, and they spend more time in work rather than taking it away from work with their children. All over the world, women have children, right? And commonly, these women have children in or out of a relationship, and they will bring their own children up rather than paying for childcare for these kids. So for this period, they're out of work. Especially where I live, it's more expensive to pay for childcare than it is working for a job that pays 22 grand a year. Okay, so let's prove this. Wherever you are in the world, viewer, in your local area, is it more common to have a single, non-working woman, mum, than it is to have a non-working single dad. Yes? It's common. So again, let's prove it a different way. So it's common for a man and woman to get married and then have children, yes? Now, is it more common that once the wife, the mum, has the child, does she have the child and stay at home with the child to look after it? Or is it more common that she has the child and 2 weeks later she goes back to work and dad stays at home with the child? It's more common for the wife or the mum to stay at home with the child while dad goes out to work, yes? So we can all agree that in that time period, whether it's 1 year or 5 years until that child grows up, it's more common for the woman to take a break. And you can see how these breaks, if you're having more than one child, is going to hinder your career progress because you're not working during this time, you're at home with the child. I got a question for you if you still think that women get paid 77% less than men. So, if a man and a woman work for the same company, right, and they do the same job, and they're just as good as men, if they're actually paid 23% less than men, why on earth would any men be hired at all? If women can do the same work and get paid way less, why would you hire a man? You'd be stupid. Here's a screenshot popping up from the worldwide database that you can get your hands on. You type it into the internet. Now, it shows that 97.53% of nursery workers, so people that work with children, small children, are women. That's a very low paying job, no matter if you're a man or a woman. It's basically minimum wage, right? And the screenshot also shows that 99.48% of skilled technicians are actually men. Now, skilled technicians really should be paid more than people that look after kids. Anyone can look after kids, not everyone can be a skilled technician working on aeroplanes. Love disproving that one. Next. This one's brilliant. So number 3 says, Black and Hispanic women have to work 19 months to earn what a man does in 12 months. This statement says it's 63% cheaper to hire black or Hispanic women over men. Again, big elephant in the room. Why is this demographic of women struggling to get employment if that's true? I mean, fuck hiring a bloke for £10 an hour when you can hire a Hispanic or black woman for £6.30 an hour. It doesn't make sense. This statement is so stupid. So Milo Yiannopoulos, if you don't know who he is, search him. He put it perfectly. So, in black neighbourhoods, unfortunately, it is still classed as being in poverty. And the reason that they're not getting out of poverty is because they're getting frustrated that they're so poor. And because slavery wasn't that long ago, it's quite easy to blame, the white man. And what they're doing is creating stupid groups like Black Lives Matter. They're causing millions of pounds worth of damage to their local communities. They're not educating themselves. So, like Morgan Freeman said, if you're a coloured person, man or woman, whoever you are, if you have the chance to educate yourself, you get a good job by educating yourself, no matter who you are, what you're doing. Look at Morgan Freeman. He's made it. He's made it massively. So, if you educate yourself, you get a good job, you come out of poverty. It's an easy cycle to make. Rather than falling back into crime and drugs, which there's going to be screenshots popping up somewhere of some statistics, if these people focused on programs to get themselves back into school or education, educate yourself, get a good job, off you go, you're out of poverty. Instead of Black Lives Matter, what they're doing is smashing, setting things on fire, blowing up buildings. In my local area, if I blow up a building and it costs £2 million, am I going to make that part of my town richer? I'm not. I'm going to cause it to be in a massive decline in funds from the local council, government, taxes will go up. It doesn't make any sense, does it? So that must make me feel a little bit sad because there is a problem with black neighbourhoods and the fact that we're not giving them enough to get themselves out of poverty. So we're going to move on. That's something for a different subject. We'll find a way to support them in future if we get big enough, but that's not for today. So on to screenshot number 4. Women are underrepresented in government. This is a nice easy one. So if you want to be a government official, you're going to have to work your absolute arse off. There's no time to slow down. It's a dog-eat-dog world out there. So when Karen over here says, I want to be in head office, Brilliant, Karen. You carry on. You'll get there as long as you carry on working hard. What's that, Karen? You're having a baby. Congratulations. You're taking a year off? Brilliant. Just to let you know, Tiny Tim over here, he's not leaving. He's going to be here for that whole year. So he might be a bit ahead of you when you come back. It's pretty simple really, isn't it? Number 5 says, women are the minority in the executive suite. Women tend to stay in their positions for 44 months compared to 60 months for men. So all this proves is what? Women in these positions drop out sooner than men? What do you want me to do with that kind of information? I feel like at this point they had a brain fart or they just wanted to go for a pina colada on lunch. They do get better though, so stick with it. On to number 6. Women are the minority in the news media. The overall news media workforce comprises of 41.7% women who on average earn less than the men. Some skewed statistics there. It doesn't tell you exactly what that percentage means. So I'll tell you what that means. It says 58.2% of their workforce is men, and the men get paid more altogether. That's because there's more of them. It doesn't say anywhere at all in their statistics or research that each male counterpart gets paid more than women. And I just want to know, for this station, for this workforce, are they accounting for the 5 cleaners and the 1 male standby doctor? Because that's going to skew the amount that they get paid. So number 7's my favourite. So it says here, women are the minority in the tech sector. Only 25% of the tech centre or jobs are held by women, right? 18% of women in the USA studied computer science minors. So this is gender inequality because 18% of women studied in computer science, right? But 25% of the workforce is made up of women. So, in layman's terms, what this says down here is that 18% of men didn't get a job, but 100% of women who got their minors got a job. It's an outrage. When women enter male-dominated industries, the pay decreases. After reading this, I knew they'd find some sort of weird anomaly figure that they could skew into making it look like they'd had something, they'd had a small win. Well, you guys know what I did. I followed all of their links, I found the studies that they're on about, and you're going to see it pop up on screen. Can you tell me what's wrong with this? So what you'd expect from their figure is that they've compared a man and a woman doing the same job for the same company at the same grade. But no, what have they done? They've compared a woman who works for a hotel as a cleaner, so one that mops the floor, compared to a school caretaker who's responsible for locking doors at the end of the day, testing fire alarms, building shelves, mending cupboards. And we all agree that they had to really dig deep inside their dirty little pockets to find that weird sort of statistic. If it really was that simple, then why don't you just show us what a male doctor and a female doctor that work in the same practice under the same people, what they earn? If it was that simple, just show us, we'll believe you. Is it because they get paid the exact same? Exactly. These researchers have all got to be man-hating Karens. So, number 9 is one of my favourite ones. Female entrepreneurs receive less funding and investments. Only 11% of venture capitalists are women. I'll tell you why I think this is brilliant. So what they're saying is, women aren't as common in this area as men. Fair enough, right? I'll refer you back to my earlier statements. So men are much more likely to pick higher, globally known, higher paying jobs. Astronauts, they are pilots, doctors. They're not exclusive to men, but men on average earn more because we've already discussed this. They choose higher paying jobs, and it's common for women to want to work close to home, and they work in jobs that don't require a university degree, so they're likely to be close to living wage or minimum wage, right? If these women have chosen to stay close to home and they've chose to take a job that pays less because they don't want to put themselves through further education, how can you expect to be paid the same as a pilot or an engineer? So in general, if women have less money than men, how can you expect them to be writing cheques or making investments of £100,000 or more? That's why it's 11%. Number 10. Women still shoulder more of the household burden. 54% of women take maternity leave. Only 42% of men take paternity leave. Additionally, women take 10 times as much leave to be with their newborns, or even quit their jobs to be caretakers. Just reading this one makes me want to just poke the reporter in the eye, whoever Karen is. 12% more women go on maternity leave. We've already established that men have higher paying jobs. What we also know commonly around the world is we all live to our means, right? So say for example, if I have a job, my wife has a job, I'm on £50,000 a year and my wife's on £20,000 a year. That's pretty realistic, right? It can be vice versa, the woman can be on 100 grand, man can be on 10 grand. But commonly, we've discussed it, men earn more normally because they pick the higher paid jobs. I'll give you a scenario. If I earn 50 grand a year, £50,000, if my wife earns £20,000 a year, right? 5 years later, every year, we live to our means, so we spend about 60 grand a year, because I earn 70, my 50 and my wife's 20, and we save about 10 grand, yeah? Now, 5 years later down the line, I'm still on 50, she's on 20, together that's 70, but we spend 60 every year. We decide to have a baby, right? So now, having a baby means that it's going to cost more money, yeah? We all can agree that. Now, we're still living to our means, which means if I stop working, I'm going to drop my £50,000 a year. So I don't want my wife to be homeless, I want to buy stuff for a baby, so it's impossible for me to quit my job because I earn more money than men do on average. However, my wife can drop her job and we can survive. It's as simple as that. And also, I can't breastfeed. So if we decide, right, okay, we can survive somehow by losing your 50 grand a year, you stay at home, and so I'll stay at home while my wife goes out to work 12-hour shifts every day, right? I can't breastfeed. So how do you expect my wife to work 12 hours, the baby to survive without milk, and then her to come home, express enough milk for 12 hours of the next day, and get sleep ready for the next day? How does this work? It's just simpler, it's easier, it's everyday knowledge that we can all agree. So that's number 10. So guys, I know we're only at 10 out of 18, but we really have run out of time. So if you do want to help me support my growth, before you click off, please press subscribe and drop a like if you want to see part 2. Before this leaves a sour taste in my mouth, I just want to add a few bits towards the end of this video. So I love women, I love, I adore women, and I love the fact that the feminist movement for many years got women to equal rights. They can vote and they have the exact same opportunities as men do. I think that's absolutely brilliant. If there are any ladies watching, thank you so much for everything that you do. The world would not go round without you women. My wife, she is my rock. She does not everything for me, but all the womanly things that she does, she's helped me become a better person. She's kept me grounded, she's kept me in a good job, and she's given me some brilliant kids. I have 3 daughters as well. They've taught me how to love and respect women. And I just want to say that I want the best for my wife. I want her to get the best education she can, and I want her to get the best job she can. And I'm going to make sure that my girls, my 3 daughters, get the best education they can. I'm going to make sure that they get the best job that they can, because I know that being a woman does not stop them. If anything, reverse discrimination means that women are going to get far better opportunities than men. So before we jump to the man hating, or if you think that I hate women, you're more stupid than I thought. So guys, I've been Mitch. Thank you so much for being here. If you're still here at the very end, comment potato, let's confuse everyone. Guys, have a great day, have a great night. I'll see you all very soon.